Y'all, it is the self-care retreat's fourth birthday. Happy birthday, self-care retreat. I am so incredibly excited, y'all. It has been 4 years. Oh my gosh. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am, and emotional I am, and just completely in awe. But I think in order for you to understand why I am so excited and in awe, then you probably have to understand the self-care retreat's history, right? So the self-care retreat was born in 2019. I created it right when I decided that I was going to be an entrepreneur full time. I had not yet quit corporate, but I was on the way. And I decided that when I do quit corporate, I want to have something that, I can hold on to. And so, man, 4 years later, here we go. But it was not that easy. It did not start off like that. When I tell you there were so many things, I opened up and started something like, I'm sorry, self-care retreat on December 1st, 2020. Yeah, 2020. And on January 4th, 2021, my big sister passed away. And so all of the work and excitement that I had going on with the self-care retreat, it was short-lived because I was just in a whirlwind of emotions. And if it wasn't for my girls, Erin and Shannon, sometimes a little sprinkle of Coach Yolanda, Chastity, oh man, Kepra, man, there were so many different people, different coaches that have come through out here throughout the years to help. But my main heavy hitters, my main ones, Coach Aaron, Coach Shannon, and Coach Kiwi. Those are my main three coaches. And man, those first two, they really came through for me that first little moment. And that was the reason why the self-care retreat was able to stay afloat, because your girl was gone, right? I was gone. And I think about that in the evolution of where we are now, 4 years later, where the self care retreat has evolved so many times. It started out just being a place where we could work out and, just a community, and mainly for working out and nutrition. And now it has continued to morph and evolve as I have morphed and evolved. I started out being a personal trainer, so that's what I taught. I then learned life coaching, got a life coaching certification, got a business coaching certification, started to coach and teach in corporate and for entrepreneurs. And every step of the way, the self care retreat has been right there with us, grinding it out. Grinding it out. And I have had so many people to help me with it. And so I'm proud of the self care retreat, but I wanted to make sure, because I had been actively moving forward in the self care retreat until about September. And September, Spirit said, listen, you got a fourth birthday coming up. What are you trying to do different? As I am continuing to scale my business, I have went from business coach and mindset coach, right, to speaker, author, coach. I have done so many different things this year. And I really wanted to just kind of let this be a state of the retreat address here to let you know some of the things that I have done, because this community, it is, baby, it is a development community, a learning community. It's the place for you to get comfortable in who you are so that you can grow, right? It's not the place for you to come and be perfect, right? You can offer your offer. You can ask people to poke holes in your offer. You can sell it. You can buy. You can come here crying. You can come here laughing. We can come together and we can get some stuff done. That's what this community is. And I wanted to make sure it was in the best way possible, specifically for women leaders, women entrepreneurs, women leaders. And so that's exactly what I did. So before we break down all the things in the self-care retreat, I wanted to first just kind of give you the last year in review for me, because it has been exponential growth for me. And the self-care retreat is my baby. And so it's so important that my baby comes with me. And so let me just show y'all the journey. So last January, I became a Hello 7 certified coach. And what that meant was I was a business, life, money, and mindset coach. I was already previously a mindset coach, but this gave me a lot more specific skills on how to manage, scale, and grow my business and anyone's business. It gave me a lot of exposure to a lot of multimillionaires, including my Black woman coach and her friends. Excuse me. And man, oh, and then I mentioned graduation was in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where I was magna cum laude and had to give a graduation speech and didn't know it the day before or even the day of. When we got there, we found out. Talking about crazy. But it was amazing and it threw me out there in the deep water. And y'all know I've been wanting to speak all of this time. And so that was my first speaking engagement, literally right there on the stage, not even knowing I was about to. And so coach threw me out there in the water on purpose and I feel like I killed it. And the rest is history. I have been working my butt off, both at seeing and creating more opportunities to speak, being a better coach, learning and developing, but then also navigating life, right? Navigating life and all of the different things coming along. So that was January. February, I had a speaking engagement for a veterans group meeting. So that was great. It was the old folks home, y'all, and it was a whole bunch of old veterans. And here go my little young self coming up in there trying to tell them anything, right? Anything, trying to tell them anything. And but it was well received, and they liked me. And this was giving me a little bit more encouragement that I could do this thing, you know, and I could actually be good at it, you know, speaking to people. If old people didn't kick me out when I spoke to them, then I might be all right because you know they don't have no coup. um let me see, March. In March, I did a Women's History Month 10-day storytelling challenge. And that was a huge highlight because it brought out so many emotions for me, y'all, but then it also brought out emotions for y'all. I did this in both my YouTube as well as Instagram. And man, there were so many people that were touched by that and were speaking with their voice as a result of it. It definitely helped me to speak more in my voice and get more power behind the things that I spoke. In April, I was invited to Arlen Hamilton's Your First Million live tour. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. It was in Los Angeles, California, right across the street from LeBron, from where he played. Oh my gosh. And yeah, that was really, really good. I gave a speech there and it was amazing. I also traveled and did a lot of cool stuff. I had an escort there because y'all know your girl be with the crowds and the people and stuff. And so I had the coolest escort that took me all around the place. We went to Chinatown and all kind of cool things to show me around. And so that was exciting. And it was also my first time traveling by myself. The escort met me there in Cali. I traveled by myself. Now, mind you, yeah, I still have to get wheelchair assistance and all of that stuff in the airport. I would not have it any other way. Airport crazy. But I was proud. I was super proud. And that was April. Now, listen, all of this momentum is coming up. I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm doing all of this stuff. And every single month, I'm adding more stuff. I am at this point, I had made a commitment to attempt to do 25 speaking engagements. It didn't matter, physical, virtual, it didn't matter. Who need me to speak, right? Because I was literally just trying to cultivate, grow my craft. And so that was around that time in April. So when I did that thing for Arlen, I was super excited. A lot of people saw me, realized that I could speak and things like that. And so that gave me a lot of opportunity. Also in April, when we came back home, I had a keynote. I had a keynote at a business accelerator graduation ceremony, and that was dope. It was a whole bunch of women and men entrepreneurs that were starting their businesses, and I was their keynote speaker. Another speaking engagement. So listen, I had that goal of 25. By this time, y'all, I'm knocking them out, knocking them down. I think by May, I had already hit the 25. So we get to May, I hosted my second I'm sorry, not my second. I hosted a virtual speed networking event on May 21st. And that was really, really good. A really good show out, a lot of goodness. And that was a virtual speed networking event. That kind of gave me the idea that, hey, I might possibly bring this around and, you know, on the road, right? So keep that in mind. But I did that. And so that was, you know, as I'm continuously growing, guys, I'm still coaching people, but now I'm speaking more people are seeing me. I still am challenged with PTSD, still don't want to be around people and things like that, sweating like a whole church anytime it was time for me to speak around crowds, but I was doing it, y'all. I was doing it. In June, I was a keynote for another business accelerator commencement ceremony for the second one. I was invited a second time to that same one for their second cohort graduation, and that was dope as well. And then let me see, July, we had July. Listen, July was the birthday. I did a lot of traveling. I did a lot of vacation, sitting down. I can't even remember much business stuff I did, but I did do a lot of traveling. I went to, yeah, I went everywhere. I did a lot of traveling. It was a lot of good time. Um, but then I got myself back together in August and I did my first 3-day conference, y'all. This was huge. It was the biggest payday that I've ever had when it came to speaking engagements. And I enjoyed every bit of it. Now, was I challenged? Of course, I had PTSD, people were like, and yeah, it was a lot. But did I do it? Hell yes. And man, it was exhausting. At the end of every day, I won't even say the end. Sometimes I was taking naps, okay? Sometimes I was dipping in my room and just laying down and closing my eyes. I was so overwhelmed, but I got it done. September's event was, I planned and hosted a physical speed networking event for 50 people. I should say that in that 3-day conference, I did my first speed networking event. That was over 100 people that showed up. I did a speaking panel during that time. And I also did a lot of emceeing, just kind of going around, energizing the group and the people and stuff. It was everything. And like I said, it was a big payday too. So September, I planned and hosted the speed networking event, the physical one for 50 people. That was dope. October, I hosted, there's a double Dutch over 40 group of women that are in the area. I hosted their event. They had a get out and vote event, hosted that one, had a really, really good time. Listen, y'all, I think I forgot to tell you, but I think I did tell you, by about May, I had already reached my 25 speaking engagements goal. And I was like, well, this ain't going to happen because I got a lot to get to December. And so I doubled the goal. So I doubled the goal about May. And so here I am just humping, trying to get all of my speaking engagements in. In November, I was a judge at a veteran business accelerator pitch competition. And so that was my year. Here we are in December. Self-care retreat is 4. We are here. I have been moving. Oh, I forgot to tell you, in October, in addition to hosting that Double Dutch voting event, I also published a book along with 18 other co-authors, but I still published a book. I had 2 good chapters in there. It's called CEO Chronicles. Let me say, Confessions and Game-Changing Actions. And man, it was good. I'm already working on the second book. And so, as you see, so much has been going on, which is the reason why we couldn't keep the self-care retreat the same way. We either had to let it go or let it evolve with us, right? Grow up with us, right? And listen, I have grown so much. I am nowhere near where I was in the beginning of the year. There's no way for me to be with all of the accomplishments and all the things that I've acquired and done and all the challenges. Listen, life was life during this time too. I didn't mention I had a seizure at the gym one time, passed out. Nobody helped me. I almost died. Like there was so many things. It made me very emotional, y'all. And I was feeling some kind of way about people for a long time. I didn't want to talk to y'all. I think that's why in July, I ain't do nothing because that happened in June. So there was a lot of life going on. But the point that I'm making is that I have continued to grow, and now the self-care retreat is continuing to grow. The most important thing today for me is that I continue to give you guys the access that you need, the resources that you need in order to grow, scale, and evolve your business as well as your life, and your mindset. I'm not saying I got it all together, but I am saying that I may have some things, some resources, some coaching ability that I can give you that can help you along your way. And that's what I want to do. Okay. It is literally about empowering you to be the best version of yourself. And the self-care retreat is where it starts. It's a repository of all kinds of information that already sits here on demand style, and you can always consume the information. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about today in the self-care retreat and what that looks like today. Okay. And so the first thing that you will see is that, let me see. We have now broken the self-care retreat into 3 main areas. So of course you still got your beginning section, but the main 3 areas of the body inside of the self-care retreat is all focused on the CEO or the leader and you and your abilities, right? And so the first section is CEO wellness. There we talk about physical fitness, mindfulness and breath work, yoga and movement, therapists. We're going to have a therapist community there, nutrition and self-care, right? So these are the things we talk about in CEO wellness. The next group is CEO leadership development. We're talking about productivity and time management, personal branding and visibility, networking and relationship building. Let's see, what else are we talking about there, guys? Leadership development, actually helping you to develop yourself as a leader, being a leader, accepting and receiving, being a leader. And then entrepreneurship, man, there's so many goodies in there, or there will be. Startup essentials, marketing and sales, operations and automation, scaling and growth strategies, digital and e-commerce. And what we're looking to do is add gems, not just me though, not just the team, everybody. So if you got something regarding these topics, jump in, show your expertise, learn, grow, ask questions, communicate. We want you to actually use this, okay? Okay. And so that's the next thing. I want you to know our goals are to empower you to lead others and to learn to lead by way of using your peers and your community that you're already comfortable and used to and exactly where you should be at. Okay. So we want you to put your offers out there, your landing page, ask for critiques. We want you to share your victories, your wins. We want you to do these things. We want you to ask for coaching, ask for feedback. These are the things that we want. I want you to be developed in this community, not to just sit here and consume information. If you need something, we want you to reach out. If you have something that you're not sure where the direction is, reach out and let's see if we can get you pointed in the right direction. Okay. And then here's the last thing, guys. Anyone can add to an event now. Okay. It's not just the coaches. Anyone, you've got an event you want to add to, then there will be a section where you can put your information in there to add to the event. And that's going to be really, really exciting. We will have the admin to actually add the things to the calendar, but we will give you a deadline for you to give all of the information, the flyer, the Zoom link, or what have you, to her so that she can get it in there and in the calendar. Okay. And this is the very last thing I want to say to y'all. And this is, I'll save the best for last. This is the 4th year of the self-care retreat. And the self-care retreat up until this point has always been a monetary monthly fee. Now for this year, for year 4, it is free. Woo. I am so proud to be able to give. I'm so proud to be able to give. I'm trying not to cry, but even in saying that, man, it is such a blessing, right? To be able to give back to the community that helped me to start everything. It is such a blessing. And it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing, y'all. It really is. And I'm excited to share this with y'all. It's a blessing because I know how much I poured into this. I know how much work is in there. I know how much I plan to bring to it. And now you have a free space to go in and consume information. Yeah, sure, people are going to be trying to sell you stuff and things like that, but you have a comfortable environment where you can learn and grow. And now it doesn't even cost you anything. And that's my gift to you. So happy 4th birthday self-care retreat. I dedicate this to my sister. She has been with me this whole time. And I'm gonna get off of here because I said I wasn't gonna cry. Here I am, a whole crybaby right now. The moment I said I'm giving it to y'all, I could do it. I did everything else, and then the moment I said it's free, y'all, it was So I'm gonna get off of here. But I wanted to tell y'all the self-care retreat is here. It is here for you. So if you don't tell me what you need, I don't know. Okay, your girl be busy, but I promise you, this is one of the closest things to my heart. And so if you tell me where you need me to be, I will show up. Me and my team will show up for you because we care. All right. I hope that you guys got a lot out of this message. This has been such a joy for me to tell you because I'm super, super proud of this. Man, stay tuned. Stay tuned. There's going to be so much added, but you should already be able to see all of the awesomeness of the new website, the refreshed website, all of the different sections and all the things. So enjoy that. Ask questions, add anything you want. I will make sure that you can and you know how to. So look for all kinds of awesome stuff to happen inside of the self-care retreat in the next coming months. 2025, here we fucking come. Woo!